Last time on Dragon Ball Z.
Can you just show your ass to my Palkia? No! Well, it worked. It threw him off and he didn't hit him with Hydro Pump. But it's all for naught. He did it anyway.
And now?
But leading up to that, the war's ending was kind of cool because they find out that there's they call it a space compressor in the totally legitimate scans I was reading. It was keeping the civilization alive in their little spaceship, and that was like the last of their civilization because their star system died. They were migrating and trying to invade others. And we're really fucking evil about it. By the way, like, they're eating people, they're bleeding them dry and shit, hurting them like cattle, treating them like insects and shit, and you see some people that are compassionate to them along the way, but by and large, this civilization is just terrible to humans. Like, they make us look like saints. Like, God, they were evil. And the ESP dude, he goes around just mind-crushing tons of them at a time, and I just couldn't even feel that bad, except for when he killed, like, children and old people, because there was this old lady and a child that both were gonna, like, feed him, and the old lady was like, be gentle to him. But yeah, so the war is ending, although that guy has a cool ending himself. He escapes death somewhat. His limbs are gone, and he uses his ESP as a last bid to save some children from rubble, and they have no idea why the rubble didn't crush them. But yeah, like, the people that were kind of teleporting the Gantzmen in to fight the aliens, they had teleported some giant fucking robots, because you see one during one of the final missions against this insanely powerful demon guy. You see a bunch of them being used in the invasion, and they're set on autopilot to get to this space compressor thing. And the ESP guy was in one of them. He actually, I guess he has the ability to teleport himself, because he was god moding when he was mad. He teleports out as his is getting hit by one of the other robots with a cannon from the alien peoples or some shit. They also had a cannon to defend the tower. It's all, I don't remember things. So he teleports out and his limbs are gone and he was dying. And that's when he saves children from rubble. But Nishiki, the bad dude, sociopathman they revived from the beginning, he kind of hacked into the Gantz system himself and teleported himself with a robot into the fight. So, and he's the one that ends up making it to this tower. Everybody else kind of loses theirs. And then basically it ends with the war ends with Kurono and Nishi fighting to either destroy or save this civilization, because Kurono and Tei, they finally get back together, and she's like, don't let the world die. And Tei gets saved by one of these alien giant people who was kind of thick, and she's like, please don't kill us all. And so they have like a final fight to decide the fate of these people, but it doesn't even fucking matter because they all end up dying, I guess, because the final confrontation, Kurono and Tei are back on Earth and happy and together again after being split up a bunch of times. Her plot armor was keeping Tei alive. She sees a lot of death too. But there's this like Sephiroth motherfucking giant dude that's all mad and wants Kurono dead. He's part of a group of prisoners that are being kept as sort of entertainment as the Americans and other, like, dickhead Gantzmen fight them on the mothership in some corridor, just kind of one by one as a sport. But he is like killing them. They get to him after killing a bunch of the other giants, and he just starts murdering the Gantzmen, and Kurono's watching from TV, and the guy's like, get your ass up here, bitch, or I'm gonna suicide attack the Earth with our civilization's mothership, because it's the only thing we got left that we could do to hurt you. And so Kurono gets up there and they fight, and then a bunch of other Gantzmen jump in and kind of ruin the whole honor of the fight, I guess. And there's like a last ditch effort punch thing to his head meet that Kurono does, and the humans win, even though it's supposed to be one-on-one. Who fucking cares? But the funny thing is, like, after he dies, there's one left that looks like the guy from No Country for Old Men, because they made a few of these giants look like famous people, which I don't think was entirely legal. And he just, like, dies, because they're trying to tell him, like, please don't self-destruct the ship. They were supposed to suicide attack with it, but then I guess they decided they're self-destructing the ship. And all of a sudden, like, the guy gets his weapon out, and then his neck, like, gets an explosion slash of blood. But you don't really ever know who did it. Somebody slashed his neck, and he's just dead. And now the ship's exploding, and everybody gets off kind of abruptly, and Tei and and Korono and Katuo, or is it Katuo? I can't fucking remember. I'm so bad with names. They get to Earth, and then they just collapse into the arms of, like, people that were waiting for them. And the end. That's it. No epilogue. And also, that civilization is fucking dead and gone. So the confrontation to determine their fate was for nothing. Their ship, I guess, exploded and didn't suicide into the planet. It just exploded into space. I'm confused. It didn't look like their mothership. It looked like a little separate ship, but then it was treated like it was a mothership. It was connected and not. But you see the legs of the mothership around. So I think them aliens died. And the Gantz Wiki is very scarce with information, so I can't fucking find anything out. It's also really hard to tell what's ever going on because some of the art is a little too dense. There's too much going on in a frame. They go too far in many places with the inking, and I know it just wasn't the perfectly legitimate scans. The art style is just very dark and very congested with, like, mech details, scenery, all kinds of shit. So there are a couple panels where after looking for a while, I had to just be like, I can't decipher this. I'll just move on. Something got smacked, I guess. Fuck it.